Hey yo, what's good? So welcome to my first live video for what it's worth, right? So I'm gonna review the new Ring magazine with Ronda Rousey on the cover. This this cover got a lot of flack from boxing aficionados, boxing fans like you and me, and they deserve it. The ring deserves it for this. And before you start bashing me, oh, you bought this magazine? What's wrong with you, dog? I thought you were you you were trashing the ring when they did this. And I was. And I you'll get it in the review as well. But I am a subscriber to the ring. Some of you are asking, "Oh, who even reads the Ring magazine anymore? What kind of people even order the Ring magazine?" This guy. I still subscribe because they have some quality writing in the magazine. For example, I should have had this um, bookmarked, but I don't. They have this. They do every issue is called Best I've Faced. In this week they have Michael Spinks. It's really cool. They have it in a variety of factors. The fastest feet, fastest hands, best chin. What else? Hmm. Strongest, smartest, best jab, best puncher, best defense, best overall skills, and the best fighter overall. As you can see here, Spinks thinks highly of Mike Tyson, which he should because he laid him out. I believe that was his only loss as well. No, I'm pretty sure he was. I didn't read this. I only read the parts with the Ronda Rousey on it, so I'm reviewing those parts. I know the aspects of writing boxing are good. So let me read the beginning because I knew in the beginning that Michael Rosenthal would go over the controversy, the obvious controversy. So I'm gonna read the first few paragraphs of this whole magazine. He says, "You will have noticed something unusual by now. MMA star Ronda Rousey is on the cover of the Ring magazine. That undoubtedly will have raised the eyebrows of some boxing purists. The editors understand if you're feeling uneasy. Others, perhaps those who enjoy both boxing and MMA, will embrace it immediately. I don't know anyone who has embraced this. Either way, please consider a few things. One of our goals is to appeal to as wide an audience as possible while maintaining robust coverage of our sport. MMA fans are fight fans. Our hope is that by featuring their biggest star and leaving the door open to more MMA coverage, will not only provide a fresh perspective on their sport, but also attract them to ours. As you know, Rousey is the dominant force in the UFC, the leading MMA organization. Her ability to force her opponents to submit within seconds has become legendary and earned her fans worldwide." So it's basically a money grab. And then it says something about, oh, she's thinking about getting into boxing in this part. She might get into boxing. She's showed interest in boxing throughout the years. And that's basically what the feature article is throughout her article. The article written about this story, which you got here. You got this nice picture of Ronda Rousey right here. Yeah, right there. That's Ronda Rousey. It's a really nice spread actually. And this is a really good article. It just reeks of brown nosing. It just reeks of brown nosing. And it just says, what does Ronda want more than anything, almost anything, is to box. Did you know that? Did you know she wanted to box more than almost anything in the world? And that's what it says. A few brown nosing, that it has more brown nosing of Ronda Rousey. Whether she is a worldwide boxer is a highly debatable question. She was saying how it was saying how she has trained in boxing before, and how she's gonna fight a boxer in her next fight, Holly Holm. And just to get the record straight, I'm a fan of Ronda Rousey. I really, I'm not a big MMA guy, but I like her. I like her nickname. That's what attracted me towards her. Rowdy Ronda Rousey. I'm a big wrestling mark, as you can see with the Bret Hart right here. I got a Rey Mysterio right here too. If you give a damn. Anyway, so that was obviously a tribute to Rowdy Piper, and I marked out in her last fight. I think it was her last fight when she dedicated that fight to the Hot Rod, right? So that was cool, but she doesn't belong in a boxing magazine. And just a few things that I outlined. She said, "For those that are kind, I appreciate the upset. Excuse me, acceptance." She's telling about how people will react. For those that are kind, I appreciate the acceptance, and for those who aren't, I appreciate them caring enough. I am not a boxer, but I am positively impacting the sport. And then they're talking about how boxing and MMA aren't enemies, how they could work together. It says like the NBA, NFL, and MLB have in the past. I do not recall that at all. Maybe they share sponsorships in some aspects, but I don't recall them working together or uh, Peyton Manning being the cover of an NBA magazine or anything like that. But I digress. It has a few good. It has solid. It's a really good feature actually. It has some pictures, and then it has her life story, which is really interesting. But for those that know it, and for those that are interested in her life and in her career, you probably already know this because you're a fan of MMA, you're a fan of the sport. So whether it's a good article or not, it is a good article. She has a very interesting story. Her dad actually committed suicide, and then she was a swimmer before that because her dad wanted her to be a swimmer, and then after that, she started doing judo because she found out that her mom was, as she calls it, a badass that did judo. So her story is very interesting. She lived in her car for a while. Um, yeah, she good article, you know, but it's like there's not a need for this. There's not a need for this article, and if you read it, you realize that she's probably not gonna join boxing anytime soon. It says that she wants to become a world champion in all the martial arts, in boxing or UFC or MMA. Obviously, she already is boxing and in judo. So she has one out of the three so far, and but then it says things like how she says the UFC owns me. They got me. Honestly, they have me for more fights than I will ever do. So she has a contract with UFC, and they have. She says that they have her for more fights than she'll probably ever do. Then she's probably not gonna venture into another sport, especially when she's making bank off this. And it says that she's had troubles with her injuries in her knee, that she has no cartilage in her knee, and that she always wears a wrap in the gym, and that it says right here she probably come into retirement. Her it actually says her fighting career will probably come to an end in 2 years, and she even says it on it. She says, "I want to be one of the rare ones who retires on top and doesn't stick around." So there's already talk about retirement and not being in the fight game too long. So that just tells me that she's not going to even stay in her sport that much because of injuries, because like she says she wants to retire soon, which is all right, but she shouldn't be in a boxing magazine. This This really has no point besides a money grab, besides a brown nosing attempt at getting fans to buy this, mooching off another sports popularity. And I like I said, I read this with an open mind and I like the article. I really do. But she should not have been on the cover. There is no good reason that she is on the cover besides it even said on the front. It even says it's the first page. The first page with some actual writing. We want to attract MMA fans to our sport. And then it says that they might even start covering MMA from now on. Let me see if I could get the exact words. Ah. You have to take my word for it. But it says that they might even start covering UFC or MMA themselves. The Ring Magazine, the Bible of boxing. So, I mean, get this if you wanna if you want to know more about her. But if you want to know more about her, you probably already know more about her because you're a fan of UFC. You don't want to go into a boxing. This is my logic. I don't understand. Why are UFC fans going to buy a boxing magazine in order to find out more about their fighter? They would watch their fights, their documentaries, read their magazines. They're not gonna buy boxing magazine to read about their own superstar. It just it just doesn't make sense to me. It so yeah, good article, but after reading it, I do not see I do not see the purpose of this. And that was pretty much my thought going into this. I mean, it has other it's still the ring. It still has good articles. It has a feature on Chocolatito right here, who really should have been on the cover of this, and then it has their top 100 fighters. Who Chocolatito's number one, as you could guess. I was skimming through that because my review was mainly on the Rousey part, but Deontay Wilder was number 61 out of 100 fighters in the world. For for what it's worth, if you want to know. Anyway, so yeah, this is a series I wanted to start doing. I wanted to start um, reviewing ring magazines from the past. I have ring magazines from the 90s, I think as early as 92. I have one with the young De La Hoya on the cover, with the Mike Tysons on the cover. But I don't know. I was kind of discouraged after this, but I just felt a need to finally do a live video and review this ring magazine. Not bad, not a bad article. Just seems like a magazine without direction right now, and it seems like a sport with that's losing their direction. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great day.